To be or not to be popular. As you know, in today's society, everybody is so, eager to go viral, to gain followers, to be seen and have their 15 minutes. And, with that being said, comes with, there's some advantages to being popular and there's some disadvantages. And I think that we've all witnessed both, but more often than not, we see people who are popular in, being shed in a negative light in the media, or what they call cancel culture. These type of things come with the territory of becoming popular. So I want to just kind of break down what is popularity and what are some of the advantages, disadvantages, and, if being popular is something that you want to become, how to do it in a way that it is purposeful and it won't be harmful. So let's talk about what popular even means. So according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, the term popular means of or relating to the general public. It means suitable to the majority, such as adapted to or indicative of the understanding and taste of the majority. So for instance, like a popular song, popular demand. Frequently encountered or widely accepted. So like pop culture, popular restaurant. And lastly, commonly liked or approved, such as a very popular person. Now that we got the definitions of popular, let's go into the different types of popularity. So, of course, this can go back to when we were in school. The first time you learned about what it meant to be popular was they were the kids in your school who were most liked or who everybody knew. And sometimes that was a good thing, sometimes that was a bad thing. For instance, an example would be like there might have been someone who was on a sports team who was popular because they're a good player. Everybody supports them. It could be somebody in the classroom who's highly intelligent, and they're just known, for being smart or helpful. And then you had those who were popular because they had nice clothes, or maybe they were, unfortunately, some people who bullied others, who were, aggressive, could be popular, but not for a good reason. So, and that's the other kind of popularity. So, actually, let me back up because I didn't actually say what the two types are. So there's the likability popularity, and then there's status popularity. So when we were growing up, it was all about likability. But then as we got older, status became a reason for a person to become popular. Who had, the nicest fashion, nicest car, money, job, you name it, title at a job. Just, out socializing, who people gravitated towards. A lot of times it's because that person has the things that the other people, the followers, want. And so, there's two different types of popularity. I'm going to share a little bit of my personal experience about popularity. Growing up, I guess I was popular. I really wasn't trying to be popular, but I will say that I kind of always attracted people towards me, was always friendly, nice. Anybody who went to school with me will tell you, at least in elementary and middle school, I was good. I was nice and friendly. But I also would sing. And so if it wasn't my singing that drew people to me, it was just how nice I was, helpful, friendly, compliment people, help people with their schoolwork, just overall friendly. So, and even the teachers, I was popular with the teachers when I was young because of those positive attributes. Then later on in high school, I became popular because I kind of, again, I still stood out because I sang, and I was able to adapt to different groups. So, even if there were other people that had cliques, I didn't necessarily belong to a clique in high school. I kind of had my select few friends that I was close with, but I was able to kind of mingle amongst the blacks, the whites, you name it, whoever they were, whatever group there was, I somehow was able to always kind of just blend in and be liked and respected. So I would say I didn't aspire to be popular back then. But then on the flip side of that, I will say there was one year where I really felt super unpopular. And it was, let's see, I think I was just beginning middle school. So, you go into a new situation. Everybody else knows everybody. And so any type of status that you may have had in your old school, old neighborhood, that goes out the window, So I remember I started 6th grade. And because just how the North Side was, there was all these different feuds going on. Long story short, I could not find my tribe. Like, I just really couldn't blend in. I just always felt like I stuck out like a sore thumb. I lived with my grandmother at the time, and anybody that knew me back then knows that, she would dress me in secondhand clothes that I did not like. I was not necessarily a fashionista at that time, but I definitely got teased, okay? So I did not feel popular at all in the 6th grade. 7th and 8th grade, I transitioned to another middle school where I was able to adapt a little bit better. It was a different vibe at this other school. Columbus Middle School was a little different than Allegheny Middle School. So then I did become popular again. And that just came from, me being friendly, helpful, just outgoing personality. I was just able to thrive better in that environment. So again, my popularity came authentically. I wasn't trying. That's kind of carried me throughout life. And again, my singing also has, contributed to my popularity. Being stylish is all about embracing your unique self, and Lala's Closet is here to help you do just that. Visit lalasclosetatl.com and check out the fantastic finds they have waiting for you. Back in like the late 90s, early 2000s when I was coming up, there was no social media. So any type of competitiveness, any type of following that you would have, or any type of clout that you had back then, you had to acquire it face to face. So these people, you were putting in the time with these people. They could see you face to face, day in, day out, and make their own decision as to whether they would be drawn to you and like support you and kind of vouch for you. A lot of that came naturally just from face to face interactions. There was no buying likes. You couldn't create cool content to draw people's attention. You were your content. What you did, who you were, what you said, that was your brand. And if people were drawn to you, it was authentic. So I will say I'm happy that I got a chance to experience that in my life. I know the younger generation is so different. I could go on and on about that topic. I think at some point I probably will touch on the new generation because my daughter is in it. And I definitely want to deep dive into that at another time. But I would just say that a lot of the younger generation, they don't really have any concept of what it means to be your own brand without the help of, ads and digital marketing, promos on Instagram, and, So again, going back to just that authentic popularity, if you get into the wrong environment, it can be competitive. And because of that, people start to use status to become more popular than others. So who makes you more popular than the next person. What kind of car you drive, who you date, makes you more popular than the next person. And I'm just thinking back to an era when I was like in my early 20s where I bartended. I spent a lot of time in the bar scene. And so there was definitely a lot of competitiveness. And there were things about me that, kind of made me popular. Of course, the singing. But outside of that, who I dated, who I talked to, who knew me, who liked me, who had status that vouched for me, who people saw me sitting with, talking to. So that, and that again, comes with a price. When you are popular because of your status, there's some downsides and disadvantages to that. Some of them are that you get hated on. Let me just put that out there. You're going to have some hate. And they may not even know you. But just because you're getting that attention, or just because you have XYZ and they don't have it, they just don't like you. As far as like the disadvantages, one is, of course, you get hated on. The other is you become a target. So some people might target you because you might have more than them. So you could possibly get robbed. You could get jumped. You could get hurt. It puts you out there. Being popular basically takes you from, puts you in a spotlight, so to speak. And more people have their eyes on you. And therefore, there's more risks involved in what you do, what you say, where you go, all of that. What do y'all think about being popular? Which one do you think is better, being popular because you're liked or being popular because of your status? The good things about the likability, popularity is that often can come with, some success. You do have some influence. With that influence, it can be, it can help you in your business, can help you with, connections, opportunities. The likability factor is a good kind of popularity because it's authentic, The status popularity, that can be pretty fleeting, because if you build up your popularity, how people know you simply based on the things that you have, the people those things are fleeting. They're not solid. They're not you alone. It's more about what you have or what you can do for others. And once that's gone, you risk your popularity. An example of that is 15 minutes of fame. So when people go viral and they have that 15 minutes, they may have the spotlight on them for that reason. Whatever it was that got everybody's attention, that's what they're known for, and that's what they become popular for. But then eventually that will fizzle out. That fame will die out. If they don't maximize the opportunity, or if they don't have something already in place that they can just kind of continue that, momentum, then it will eventually fade out. Or, they might still be known, but maybe just not as popular as they were when they went viral, right? But I say all that to say, if you don't become popular authentically, and it's more like, oh, let me do this cool video so I can go viral. Or, oh, let me do something crazy to get everybody's attention. Okay, anybody can do that. Anybody can get viral. You can get way creative. I mean, it happens every single day. There are people that sit around all day long and think of ways, what can I do on the internet to become viral, or for people to like me? After they get the attention, it's like, okay, now that you have that attention, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to use it? How are you going to sustain it? And how are you going to take this opportunity to actually develop those type of relationships and support that are going to sustain you throughout your career or whatever it is that you have going on? Because there's an opportunity there. I will say from my own experience, I have not wanted to go viral. People have asked me all the time, like, are you trying to go viral? Or they'll ask me, how many followers do you have on Instagram? I can have way more. But I have to explain to people exactly why. Because I don't want people to think it's just like, okay, you're just not active, you're just not trying. But it's like, no, there's actually purpose behind, me not having that many followers, or me not putting out any crazy videos to go viral. Because I'm very creative. I believe I said before, whenever I want people's attention, I will get it. But I want to be intentional about it. So like even right now, me putting this podcast out here and starting this, opening myself up to the public, opening myself up to scrutiny and all kind of judgments. But it doesn't bother me because I know I took my time in doing this, and there's a lot of thought and intention behind it. And I know at the end of the day, the goal is to do something positive with it. I'm not even going heavy with the promo for it, I'm just establishing myself as a podcaster. And that's kind of how I move with my music too. Same thing. Like, I'll put videos out, just because I had a great night last night, and actually not last night, Friday night. I went out singing, and a friend that was with me was able to capture me singing, and wow, I posted it. But other than that, I'm not just always looking for opportunities to post content to gain notoriety or, popularity. Because up until now, that my focus hasn't really been outward. I've been focusing on myself, my career, raising my daughter. Last year, I just got my master's degree. So I had no reason to get people's attention. I would hate to draw people in to have nothing, I appreciate all the new connections that I've made. Shout out to all my new followers and future followers. But, I always want it to be like genuine. Like, I don't want it to be because I'm like forcing people to follow me or forcing people to like me. I want it to be because people genuinely want to hear what I have to say, want to engage with me. So, and I also, like I said, up until now, I just didn't have the capacity to give, to actually put out to others. It was more of a, internal journey that I've been on, personal journey. So now I'm ready to shift my focus outward. I'm ready to pour into others. I would just say by the grace of God, I have the opportunity to do that. Some people don't. So I'm very thankful for that. Girl, you heard about that new clothing line called Diversity Drip? No, girl, what's that? Girl, it is all about celebrating our unique mix. They have stylish clothing, accessories, they even have stuff for your car. I know you lying. Oh, for real. Go to diversitydrip.com right now. I'm telling you, you're gonna love what you see. They got that drip. They got that drip. They got that drip. Diversity Drip Apparel, where your style tells your story. I guess in the entertainment world, there's this thing where they say, any promotion or any publicity is good publicity. And I beg to differ. I think it always boils down to what your ultimate goal is in your career, whatever you are pursuing. It just depends on what your ultimate goal is. How are you going to use your popularity and how it's been acquired. I think that makes the difference. Because you could get the attention by doing something good, but you can get the attention by doing something bad. That is my take on popularity and a little bit of my experience with it. So being popular can help you if you have a business or a cause and you're needing to reach people and get that message out there. You have to be mindful in how you're gaining that popularity, because you don't want to become popular because your brand has a bad reputation or because your brand, not good products or services, right? So, but yeah, if you do have a good product, a good service, absolutely, it can help you, increase your revenue for your business. But it also you can have hate. We talked about that. I did mention that earlier, that being popular, you will have there's going to be some envy. Some people that might be envious because you have people following you. A lot of people know you, more opportunities, whatever it is that your popularity may bring to you. I like my privacy, which is why I was submitting this. Yeah, there's that. Nobody said, you don't have to be popular. You don't have to be known by everybody. And I think I said this in episode 1 when we were talking about the attention. Like, believe it or not, I don't really like a lot of attention. That's why I wanted to make sure when I did this podcast that I was doing it very intentionally. And, again, purpose. You're going to hear the word purpose a whole lot. That's the whole reason why I named it Pretty Purposeful Podcast, because everything about this podcast, the content that's being brought to you, the guests that I have on, it's going to be all about highlighting purposeful living. And so the topic of being popular, the reason why I wanted to talk about it, hello, thank you for joining. The reason why I wanted to talk about the topic of popularity is because I believe that you can be popular with purpose And then you can be popular without a purpose, and then that's when, that's the one that comes with like a lot of, bad things like hate and, scrutiny and just, if you don't have that purpose. But if you have a purpose, almost like having a goal, as long as you have that goal and you're following it, you got a target, you're not going to get off track. Even if people try to pull you off track, even if you do get pulled off track, you still have that foundation to go back to because you set out to do something that was with purpose. So that's why I felt that this topic was necessary. I really would love more engagement, so that, I want to hear, what does the public think? What does the public feel about this this new trend of being popular without really having a purpose, just kind of going viral, having a lot of followers, things like that. You might have noticed some audio hiccups, a couple ums, and maybe some choppy moments in this episode. But you know what? That's all part of the process, and learning and growing is the name of the game here. So as we move forward, I will fine-tune my podcasting skills, and my episodes will become better, polished, and they'll be longer. This is a platform that I really want to use to advocate and just be purposeful in the world.